So officially, will you please be our
child's godparents
in case we die?
You guys got a nice little investor list over there, huh?
No comment.
But what is it like working with them, the brothers, as you call them?
brothers.
Welcome back to another episode of Just Alex. Hi, Harrison.
Hi, Alex.
How are you? I'm sunburned, which is not great.
I'm good. I feel like, yeah, sorry.
No, I was just saying you're wearing your baby shower hat.
I'm wearing my baby shower hat.
Uh-huh.
Big fan of the hats.
Yeah, what else is going on in life?
For the audio listeners, Alex's friend makes these cool trucker hats that they did at the baby shower, and they put patches on them. And so the patches that they put on mine are different places that I've lived. So it's got
Vancouver,
New York, a joint Canada-U.S. flag, and a Texas flag.
Yeah, Texas flag.
Look at that. I can't see it because I'm wearing it.
Okay, so we're going to do a riffing episode again. So we have a list of topics, and we're just going to talk about them. And the first topic is working out - treadmill. So Harrison's training, like we're on two totally different working out paths right now. Harrison's training for a race called High Rocks.
Yeah.
But it's not HI, it's HYROX.
Correct.
High Rocks. And it's in Dallas, and it's in November, which is really cute because we're going to take little baby girl to Dallas when he does the race. But you're just on a different fitness trajectory than I am. Like the other night at 10 p.m., I could hear him in the basement, and something was like, I was like, who's he talking to? And you were talking to a guy delivering a rower.
Yeah, we ordered a rower.
You keep saying we ordered, like we got the Yetis.
Well, for the baby, because it's good. We got the rower with the water in it, so that hearing the water is good for putting the baby to sleep.
You got to stop. You keep justifying these purchases for the kid.
Everything for the kid. Needs to have a healthy dad.
The Yeti is for the kid. I kind of did that with the treadmill. I was like, I need the treadmill so I can stay home and walk on the treadmill. I'm at about a 2.2 pace today.
Very nice.
Not to brag. You got your medicine balls. You're working out outside in the 105-degree heat.
Yeah, I'm getting back into it.
That's nice. It's really fun to watch. I'm supportive of your race. I'm jealous, if you can't tell.
Yeah, well, I think that you're on your path right now, and when the child comes, you'll decide what path you go on post-birth.
Yeah, it's I could not be able to walk, some people say, like it could be like 4 weeks down, 6 weeks down. So come with that what may, no problem.
You also, 8 weeks ago, you probably couldn't have walked.
No, I couldn't have. But we put the crib together today. That was really exciting.
Yeah, I was like, I just got the drill out and put all the pieces. I crushed that. I put that together so good.
You did. His name was Alexi. We've talked about him before. Do you know that I posted a photo of the table that we got? And this girl I went to high school with, Brianna, she messaged me and she was like, is that Alexi? And I was like, do you use Alexi? Like, I think she lives in New York. And she was like, no, you said it on the podcast. So I guess I've said Alexi's name before.
Oh, perfect.
So Alexi was over this morning and he put together the crib.
That's our guy. He's on the trust program. He was at the house by himself today.
Yeah, I have a lot of people on the trust program. You're like a little less trusting than I am. But I'm pretty like faithful in humanity when it comes to leaving people at the house. Because here's the thing. If something novel goes missing, I don't even know what that would be.
Do you know what this feels like?
What?
I'm kind of pivoting and cutting you off.
Okay.
Is like just, and I think it's why I like filming these either like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday when it's more, it feels like if we were sitting on a patio, just like talking and shooting shit about what's going on in our lives. It's taking that moment in interaction and bringing it in the studio and having a microphone. Like this conversation about the crib, it's taking it from outside and bringing it in.
Yeah, and for
do you agree with that?
I do, and I do definitely agree with that. And for the listener, let me just say, so Harrison and I were on a boat this morning, and I was texting Julie, and I was like, we're not prepping for the podcast, we're out boating. And she was like, that's the point of this kind of podcasting. And it's like, it's my favorite kind, right? It's not like, so topic layered. It's just like getting in there, and I call it riffing, and I really love it. So thank you for allowing us to arrive to this stage of Just Alex.
We'll see how it keeps going.
We'll see how it evolves. Okay, since you're looking at that watch of yours, that Apple Watch of yours, what are you checking on? Are you getting a text or time?
No, just probably bored of listening to you talk.
So on our first date, the watch came up.
Okay.
Because I think I sent a photo of you. Yes, I did. Because on our first date, came over because I was so nervous. She came over beforehand and helped me get ready and was like hanging out at the house. Yeah, and then we walked down together and we both went and greeted you together. And then as the day was progressing, I think she was like, how was the date? And so I like sent a photo of you and she was like, love it. Just don't know if I love the watch. And I was like, okay, thank you for saying what I'm thinking, because traditionally, and I was thinking about this on the boat today, one thing I love about you is you change the way I think about a lot of things. Why your watch is one of them, I don't know. But you are just an Apple Watch guy through and through. And you're not planning to change that? Or what are your thoughts on watches? Because a lot of people have watches as their identity.
So that's, oh my God, you just like took the words out. So I'm going to take a step back here. And my view on watches started my view on watches started when I was working in finance. And I remember I went and I got my first like bonus check, and my plan was to like go and, you know, get that classic Rolex starter. And around that period, so I was working in on the trading floor in sales and trading, covering hedge funds. And so I would have meetings with different hedge funds. And there was one particular fund that I worked very closely with, and these guys were just like a movie should be made about them. Small group of guys managing billions of dollars, just so sharp and like walk the walk, talk the talk, look the look. Very private, so like I wouldn't even say their name. Because they probably wouldn't like that. But I remember as that period was going on, I was in their office, and we were having a meeting, and a handful of guys were in the room, and all of them were wearing Timexes. And I was sitting there thinking, like, these, you know, I think there's actually 3 of them in the room, guys that like I really, really look up to, who are each, you know, on their own basis, standalone billionaires, are wearing Timex watches. Like, why do I need to have a fancy watch? And do they have like nice watches? I'm sure, but the point is, like, on a day-to-day basis, they weren't signaling. And so that like kind of changed my perception and view on them. Like, I hadn't thought much about it beyond that. But I think what I've learned over time, like, most of my friends are watch guys. And we just like agree to disagree on the whole watch thing. I think my point is, you're signaling something that I don't necessarily think should be signaled on a 24/7 basis. So I'm pro watches like for a special occasion and a big event, but I'm anti nice watches on a day-to-day basis, because I don't know why you'd want to signal that to every person you interact with. And then secondarily, like, too many people I know who are watch people, like, nice watches are their identities. And like, that's pretty lame.
If you ask it's funny, if you ask yourself, why do you have a $10,000 watch on? It's not because it's telling the time any better than the Apple Watch is, because they're both doing the same thing. They're both telling you the time, which so is your phone. So it is a piece of jewelry that's symbolizing something.
Yeah, and you're signalizing that you're rich. You're signalizing that you have cash, which, like, I don't think is, like...
Well, it's not your deal. You don't think... I just don't think it's your deal.
I don't want to signal that 24/7. I think it's like a weird... it's like ostentatious.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Because there's a lot of people that I know that love their watches and it's their deal. It doesn't fit you as a person. Like, if you had this watch, I'd be like, this is so lopsided from the rest of your life.
I think it's like weird to go get your coffee and like walk around with the stamp on your forehead saying like I'm rich. I think that's fucking weird.
Okay, so you don't like the nice watches in the everyday settings, but if it's like a black tie wedding, by all means, please throw on your watch, because in that setting, it is like it's a diamond necklace equivalent for a girl.
It's like pearls.
Yeah, which are
like,
beautiful.
I think watches should be worn like pearls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're getting
diamonds,
somewhere.
as you just said.
Yeah, totally. Okay. I can get behind that. Listen, I feel like I don't have an opinion on this matter, which is kind of driving me a little crazy, but I'm processing it because, listen, like I've always just thought it was cool if somebody could go buy themselves that watch if they wanted it.
When Jay, and Jay's a friend of mine that everything I say about him, I say to his face. When I watch Jay bro out with another bro on their watches when we were out, I go to the bathroom and throw up.
No, you don't actually throw up, but you probably do like go. It's your equivalent of.
I just go home.
I just leave. No, listen, it's a collector's item for a lot of people. Like it is. It's a car. It's like car people talking about cars.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Are we done with this? Can we move on?
Yeah, moving on. Moving
Okay.
right along.
And this is like not in the note set. And so I don't even know if this will make it in.
A derail.
I have a question.
Yes.
We both have a lot of single friends.
Uh-huh.
Should we start profiling our single friends? Like every episode we profile one single friend and set them up?
Are you saying that because I texted in the group text this morning with your single friend?
Yes.
A profile?
And this guy is...
Harrison has an extremely eligible bachelor.
I've got a few.
And I'm in a group text with this eligible bachelor. And this morning I woke up and I was scrolling Instagram and there was this girl I know and I was just like, God, she's so cute. And then I was like, and he's so cute. And she just moved back to New York and he lives in New York. So I just texted the profile link because and then I have the text typed up to her. Are you open for me to set you up on a date? A lot of people don't like being set up on blind dates. However, Harris and I were a blind date. Therefore, I always want to pay it forward. Because like we were a blind date and it was like such a success story and I want to give that to somebody else. Like I want to be a good matchmaker.
For sure. And I like when you like, I think you have different, when you have friends and they're in different like places in their life and sometimes they're just looking to mess around or sometimes they're looking to get serious. Like this is a very eligible bachelor who like one is just a fun, hilarious guy, but two like checks a lot of boxes. And lastly, like, he's looking to get serious, not in a desperate way. So I don't know.
Totally.
If there's any single ladies that want to know who this man is, what should they do?
They should DM you.
Okay. And then I will.
Are you going to look at their profile though and like profile them? Are you going to vet them?
What I'll do is we will, how do you want to do this?
Well, because he told you some of his criteria.
So they DM me.
Mm-hmm.
And then why don't we get it down to 10?
Ooh.
And then those 10 will send them his profile.
Okay.
And then we'll do like the profile and then we'll ask him to go on 3 dates.
But are all these people, they're supposed to live in New York?
They need to live in New York.
They need to live in New York or be in New York.
Austin. He spends a lot of time in Austin.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one thing he said though was he's fit. He likes like a fitness type.
Yeah.
Girl, and like we went to 2 workout classes with him. You went to a lot more in New York, but like I didn't know him that long because it was before he moved. And then he also wants somebody that's like taking their career pretty seriously because he's a career guy.
Yep.
And so those are the 2 things. And
he's got a big job.
He's got a very good job. Yeah, this is a good one.
Athlete, tall, good looking.
Not a professional athlete.
No.
No, has a very good professional job.
Like played.
Athletic build.
College level sports.
Athletic build. And has kept up with it.
Has a big job.
Yeah. Like I would go on a date with this person if you gave me the profile and I was single.
I should break up with you and go on a date with him myself.
Yeah, you would also go on a date with him.
We go on mandates.
Yeah, you do go on mandates with this guy. He's great. I like that.
I really hope he doesn't make us cut this segment.
No, I hope not.
We didn't say his name, so.
Did not say his
Maybe
name.
we'll just like do a switcheroo if he disapproves.
Well, we'll just say it's not him.
Okay. Done.
Well, that's because I think he should stay in. Okay, the other, what's on our topic list that is like sounding really good to me right now, so I can't get it off of my mind for some reason, and I haven't had it in like a year. Chipotle, because we drove by it the other day, and I was like, oh man, it sounds so good, but gosh, it's fallen so far. And you said there's no fast food has fallen as far as Chipotle.
Yeah, and I feel like that's almost an old take. Like I feel like now it's Chipotle is like an afterthought, like a show from like Discmans were, or Walkmans.
Right, Walkmans is
iPods.
what I called it. Yeah.
Like they're just it's so far removed. But then what's crazy is right after we had that conversation, like within the past 48 to 72 hours, Starbucks
Yes.
fired their CEO and hired the Chipotle CEO. Guess how much they paid him?
Well, $75 million.
$85 million.
I read this morning. I had it on my topic list for you to explain to me why did they pick him?
The Starbucks stock on the news was up. It created billions of dollars of enterprise value. And so what do you want me to explain?
Why did they pick him?
So I guess while we're consumers who have thought that, Chipotle was once a go-to meal and now we stay away from, I stay away from it because like they had all that chicken, what's the chicken poisoning thing called?
Not called salmonella?
Salmonella.
Okay, yeah.
Like they had all that salmonella shit. They had it like 6 straight times. Like, well, I don't want to go eat their chicken and get sick.
Right.
And so I just like never really recovered from that. But I guess they implemented a whole bunch of initiatives and the Chipotle stock has done very well. So whatever the CEO has done there in his time, he's created a lot of shareholder value, which is the opposite of what's happened on the Starbucks side, where that stock is down like 20%, and I guess shareholders aren't happy with what's going on.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I guess like the way I describe it is like, it's funny. So often what we see as consumers versus what's happening on the business side is so different.
Exactly.
And so like we're talking shit about Chipotle as consumers, but I guess on the business side, like maybe he's cut a bunch of costs, or maybe he's, increased same store sales, or so on and so forth, where he's creating value for shareholders. And so he gets an $85 million bag.
Yeah, because if you said to me, Starbucks versus Chipotle, which stock's higher, which business is doing better, I'm like, Starbucks all day, and it's not close. But I guess that goes to show, no research being done there. I was like I'm just guessing that based off of a consumer, because I do see a lot of hate on Chipotle. But here's the thing about Chipotle, okay? They really did nail, like, oh my God, if I could eat it right now. Like the bowl with the guac just topped on like just lumped on top of it, with the beans and the rice and the chicken. Like everybody wants that. But I had food poisoning from it twice. Like you can't get me to go in there.
When you describe that, I think food poisoning.
Oh, but it's such a good meal. And so like, I just wish it was like, there's not really another Taco Bell. Kava does win, but they don't have guac.
And
Kava's Mediterranean.
Kava gives me Chipotle get sick vibes. Do you know, I think Alex's largest stock holding is El Pollo Loco.
Alex's business partner, not me. Really?
Yeah.
Is El Polo? I've never been to an El Polo Loco.
I don't know. He's been trying to get me to buy it for like a long time.
The crazy chicken?
Oh, he loves it.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called.
No, I think I can definitely see the sign. I've just never been to one. Is it a fast food restaurant, or do they do it like Chipotle?
No, I think it's like good chicken.
Oh, well, we should try it, I guess.
Yeah.
Now,
maybe buy some shares for our child.
yeah, for a little girl, she could have like her little portfolio.
Actually, Alex, that's what we would like as a baby gift. We would like some shares of El Pollo Loco, please.
Speaking of dropping things on here, just telling people, we were talking about godparents last night. And, I was afraid of godparents being one of those things that didn't transfer to Canada, but it turns out you have them.
No, we don't.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Stop.
No. Godparents aren't a Jewish thing, I think.
Oh, that
I don't
makes sense.
think we have godparents in the Jewish religion.
But you have God.
Yes. But we do have, like, legally,
Next of kins.
a next of kin. So if my sister and Dave's, if they passed,
Mm-hmm.
then I am the legal inheritor of their child.
Parker goes
Parker.
to you.
Yeah.
I remember your sister texted you and was like, does Alex know
Yeah.
that if something happens to Dave and I, that this is your child? What did you say back?
I have no idea.
You said something funny back. But I was aware of that. And that's the cutest child ever. So, like, just, God forbid something happened to them. But I'm just saying, you know, I'm speaking very tongue-in-cheek here. So we were talking about our kid's godparent.
Legal guardians.
Legal guardians should something happen to, but it has to happen to both of us,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, if something happened to me, you know, you'd probably need some support from Haley and Dave. So.
if something happened to me, you'd be a fish out of water, flailing, gasping for air, looking for anyone that would help you. Especially help you. What's one task that you couldn't do without me around? This is more difficult than I thought. Hang a painting at an appropriate height.
Horrible take.
What?
Yep.
One thing you could not do without clean the fridge.
I need a word for just like how warped your perception of things. You run the most disorganized fridge I've ever seen.
I run a great fridge, a phenomenal fridge.
I want to do a vote. I want to do you take a picture of your fridge, organize, and then I do organize the fridge my side and explain it, and we can let the viewers vote.
Okay, but I'll go home and take a photo of it. Well, okay, so but we wanted to ask your sister in like a cute way to be her godparents, your sister and Dave, and then we were like, she listens to the podcast. We'll just ask her on here.
Yeah.
So this is I was thinking like a cute basket would have been nice to send, you know, like.
But this is a virtual basket.
This is a virtual basket.
So officially,
Haley and Dave, go. We'll finish each other's sentences.
will you please be our
Child's godparents.
aka legal guardian in case we die?
Both of us have to die. Let me ask you this. On that note, hopefully they say yes. Okay. Growing up, I think my parents did this. They took separate flights. My cousins definitely took separate flights to my brother's wedding, right? They
took him on the way home. Yep.
Yeah, no, and there. Only thing is they didn't split up couples. They split up like the family. But do you think we'll fly separately when we have like a family, you know, like a larger family, like family of 3 or 4? Do you think you and I will take separate flights just in case one plane goes down? I think my parents took separate flights growing up. I think.
I know my parents didn't. And for the karma of the world, I'd rather just not answer that question.
Here's the thing, though, about taking the separate flights. We'll be in the car together all the time. You have, like, I don't know the percentage, a lot larger chance of dying in a car wreck than you do a plane crash.
Yeah.
So we should probably just take the same flights and then call it a day. But I did always think that was something interesting. Do you want to do our work week updates? Because I would love to hear yours.
What's going on with us?
I can help you.
Okay.
Because I ate the whole rest of the bag yesterday.
I saw it in the garbage.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I just had a hankering. And I just dusted that bag right out of the Rob's rings.
Rob's backstage rings.
These rings are a better Funyun.
Well, thank you.
God, Funyuns were good, but these rings, like, somebody needed to come in and redo it. It's kind of like a Cheeto Puff, but in ring form.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Made with avocado oil.
So good for you.
Yes, we launched that exclusively at Walmart pretty recently, and so you can now find them in cheddar cheese and spicy burning up flavor.
Yeah, if you're a spice burning up, if you're a
Do you know
spice,
why it's called burning up?
yes, the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite Jonas Brothers song. Do you want to talk? Can I just ask you one question about them? Because it's the number one question everybody always asks me about you. Like, and you can glaze over this if you would like, but what is it like working with them? The brothers, you call them. Le Brothers.
They're great. Like, they're true professionals. I think one of the coolest things about them is you see the process that they take towards making music. They take that same process and bring it to brand building, which is really unique, because like at the end of the day, both creating music and creating a snack brand, you know, the end consumer is the same, and you are selling them a product. And so the way they think about storytelling, branding, marketing, go to market, it's just like it's really thoughtful, and they're always drawing parallels between like, hey, this is what worked for, you know, this tour, this is what worked in this situation, and do we think we can apply it there? Yeah, like they're rock stars for like a lot, like they are, like they're fucking rock stars in the sense of like, you can tell they're great.
How many Jonas Brothers concerts have you been to?
Ooh.
Like a lot, right?
Before we started the brand or after we started the brand?
No, well,
I'd never been to one before.
so then after.
So since we've started, it has to be over 25.
What?
Yeah,
Over 25? I would
would
have guessed
think.
there was 10.
I would think.
Do you have a favorite? Like a favorite city?
It's tough because like when they did Yankee Stadium,
Oof. Really
that
cool.
was really special. As was Dodger Stadium, because like, you know, they're Jersey guys. So kicking off their tour at a mecca like Yankee Stadium was awesome, and just all the people that were there, and like it was a very emotional show, you could tell from their end. And then LA at Dodger Stadium, same thing, because like that's been their home for so long. But those are big stadiums, and
Those are iconic.
the more like intimate shows that I've seen, so like they do this Vegas residency, which like I don't know if they did it, I don't know if they'll ever do it again. That was like it was probably the most fun I've had, because it's just in a much smaller venue than
Right.
than the bigger stuff. But they know how to play. They've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
They know how to play the arena that they're in.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, they're true, like, rock stars.
Yeah, and they're fun, and they're young, and like they've got, you know, similar values, like they're family guys, and
You can tell that. You can tell they're family guys. That is one thing.
yeah, they are like
True family guys.
they're true family guys.
Yeah, real life. Which I always like to hear that about people that are, you know, really famous, because sometimes I think, like Justin Bieber, I think you really hear he's like a real family guy, and I think that's cool. I think it's cool when somebody has like an up close personal connect. We just want to know they're good people. So thanks for that.
Do people even know why we're talking about this? Like, I guess I have a brand.
It's the number one question I get of people being like, what are the Jonas Brothers like? And I'm
If
like,
you don't, I started a brand with the Jonas Brothers called Rob's Backstage Popcorn,
and why is it called Rob's Backstage Popcorn?
because their guitarist's father created the recipe. His name is Rob, and the guitarist, his name is Greg.
Is Greg in on the deal, the popcorn deal?
As is Rob.
As is Rob.
Yeah,
As are the brothers.
as are the brothers.
So it's a whole band.
It's like actually like a sick story. Like Rob
Oh.
created this recipe in the late 80s.
Okay.
Friends and family enjoyed it. Then Nick tried it after a Rained Out show in 2011. Became the brothers' go-to backstage snack for a decade.
Backstage.
And then we were all connected, and we turned it into a brand a couple years ago. And now it's at Walmart, CVS, Albertsons, a whole bunch of other places.
I was nervous to try it because I was like, this isn't going to be that good. And it is by far the best popcorn I've actually ever tasted. So good for you guys. Like, I can see how you would taste it and then be like, oh shit, this is good.
Julie just texted saying that I'm the only person that she knows that's been to more concerts than her. I didn't know up until that moment that you were a Jonas Brothers fan, Julie. Are you on?
Julie's a big Jonas
guess she
Brothers
has to be
fan.
on because she's
Yeah,
listening.
she's clearly on. How many?
She's never asked me a question about them.
That is a really good.
Yeah.
How many? Can you text how many you've been to, please, Julie?
I think I've been to 7.
7 is a lot.
Oh, but
7's a lot.
so their fan base
I'll count it up.
is like, you see the same people at like they have the most loyal fans who like travel, who will go to all 3 nights in Vegas. Their fans know, like they give me Taylor Swift vibes. Like they know
Cold.
the words to every song. It's so cool because you watch the brothers interact with the fans that are always there. Like they know them.
That's actually cool.
We'll definitely go to a show next time they're on tour.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, you'll love it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured we would. I guess we kind of put a pause on like our whole life, so I forget that I can like go to outings pretty soon. Okay, I'm trying to think if I'm the listener. I think the favorite brothers is a question. Why is it called Rob's? If I think of more, I'll ask you. Why did they pick you guys to do the deal, to do Rob's Popcorn? Did they interview a lot of people and they decided you'd be the one that would do it?
Yeah, I think that when we were connected, we just had a like-minded vision as to the type of business that we wanted to build and the way we wanted to do it. I mean, we're all the same age. We, care about a lot of the same things. And I think what's really cool about them is like they know what they're really good at, and they know where they should bring in partners that can help amplify their effect. And I think they saw what we've done with other brands that we've created and how it could be a good partnership.
Okay, last question. When you guys do like the Kelly Clarkson bag,
yeah,
do they pick those people or do you? Are they like, these are our friends, these are who we're doing, or do you guys say like suggested people?
Okay, for the listener, so the original flavor was created by Rob, and that's the Jonas Brothers Sweet and Salty. But then all of our other flavors we've created with friends of theirs.
Priyanka, like we know where that came from.
So we have a Priyanka Indian spice mix that we created with Priyanka. We have a barbecue flavor that we created with Kelly Clarkson. We have a white cheddar flavor that we created with Kygo. And all of those partners that we've created flavors with, they're all, one, like longtime friends of the brothers, and two, they're partners in the popcorn as well beyond that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
We got a lot of partners in the popcorn, so.
You guys got a nice little investor list over there, huh?
No comment.
Okay, cool. So now we'll moving right along. He's checking the Apple Watch. I can't believe you let me ask you that many questions. Good job. Way to stay like you really locked in there. Okay, so that's your update on work.
What about you?
Well, I actually think that my update is I interviewed a girl here in Austin to do editing, and I'm really excited about like building the Austin team. I'm also excited about like the podcast climate here in Austin because I went on 2 friend dates last week. It's my last month of being pregnant. Sort of push is get out and like go meet people because like I finally randomly have like little bursts of energy. So I went on 2 coffee dates with 2 podcasters, 2 just like adorable girls. They all said like the podcasting climate here in Austin is very collaborative, not competitive, which I love. And then one of them introduced me to an editor who we interviewed to edit full time. And like, she was a little ray of sunshine. So that's just kind of my update, is sort of figuring out the little Austin, ecosystem we're going to build. Julie is moving here and she gets here next week. So it's like, we're all going to be kind of boots on the ground just in time for me to have this baby. And then like we'll get adjusted. And then on the other side of it, it'll be nice because everyone will be here. So I'm excited about that.
So do you know what I was thinking the other day?
What?
With this new format of episodes you're trying?
Yes.
When is Julie going to do an episode with you?
You just like, she just jumped out of the building. I don't know. Maybe never. She doesn't like that stuff.
I think
she's always invited.
She seems to be such a big part of what you're doing.
She absolutely is.
I feel like that the two of you would
where
knock
Julie
it out of the park.
Where Julie needs to, is like, she'd be so good. The way, I can't get over this. The way
she's listening, by the way, as this is
yeah, like, but the way Julie.
But she does not know that I was going to bring that up, and you didn't know that I was going to bring that up.
Did not know that. That was an ambush. The way that Julie asked for a raise is something that I've long wanted to write. Like,
she just texted saying no, lol.
No, yeah, I know she's gonna say no. But the way she asked for a raise was just so listen, it's in a lot of textbooks, I think, the way you should do it. But she actually took it out of the textbook and presented it to me, and she's our chief of staff. And she's in a chief of staff, like, support group or something where they all, like, talk about chief of staff things. And she learned there, like, really how you should present it, how you show your impact, how you directly correlate that to, like, sales, blah, blah, blah. She did this whole thing. It was, like, so impressive. And I think it'd be, like, really helpful for people. So that would be a good area.
Awesome.
Yeah, super awesome. Okay, but she said no, so so there we go.
But back to what you're saying, like in person is awesome, and
being in person, people being in person, I totally agree.
I hope that you can build that, and it's definitely a piece that I'm missing here, and hopefully I can get a couple people down for the naked market here. I think that I've got a shot.
Well,
I think Emmett is ripe for poaching.
Yeah.
I think I got Jake and Alex coming down here September 7th.
Okay, remind me to, like, roll out every stop I have to them. Because we moved to a really good place to make a good case for a CPG brand. Like, you know, there's so many CPG brands here. Consumer packaged goods, by the way. I didn't know what it was when we started dating. I Googled it. So there's so many food brands that started here. So many startups are in Austin. Like, it's a really entrepreneurial place. So it would be a good spot. Also, tax breaks.
Yeah, I mean, but they gotta love it, and they love LA, and we'll see.
Yeah,
we will see.
Yeah, time will tell. Let's do a little baby update. To wrap it on up here, the crib's put together. Her artwork's almost done. We are interviewing nannies next week, which we'll talk more about it, like, once that happens. But I will say we do want our nanny to be bilingual. So we want the little one. I really wish I knew Spanish. And I'm feeling good, but I did have a little temper tantrum the other day where, like, I just was inside of a 5-year-old body.
I mean, you kind of had one right before this episode started as well this morning.
I'm just like, yeah, man. The hormones just start to spiral, and then I just, like, they get so far away from me, and then, like, 2 hours later I can just, like, laugh, and I'm just like, I don't know why I do that, but I know when I'm in it, it's like they overtake me. Anybody that's been pregnant will get it.
My dad is here right now.
Yeah.
He's eating lunch outside.
He likes eating outside.
He's eating because he didn't want to make the kitchen messy.
You broke the cardinal rule of relationships. Anyone that listens to the story will agree with me. I was downstairs. Okay, so my best friend's coming in town, right? And I had the kitchen spotless for her. And then Harrison comes in kind of like a tornado. And I'm like, I really want the kitchen to be clean before she gets here. Okay? Then Harrison's dad comes inside.
You said it exactly like that, too. You weren't yelling. You weren't screaming. You weren't stomping your feet.
But Harrison's dad comes inside, and he starts to slice this bread, and Harrison's like, oh, nope, Alex just threw a fit about how messy the kitchen was. And I'm just sitting there, like, mortified. I'm like, no, not in front of your dad.
The reason why my family dynamic has... for the listener, I'm very, very close to my family. Mom, dad, sister, brother-in-law. I look at the key to success in our relationship is transparency.
Well, we didn't need to be transparent about I was throwing a fit in the kitchen.
No, it's like, I hate having one conversation and pretending like something is happening in one setting and then adjusting it when the other person walks in. If he walks down there and you're giving me shit about the kitchen being clean, I'm going to tell him right away. Like that. And
I just don't agree with this because it just felt like
we're an open communication family.
Which is great.
It works so fucking well.
No, being open communication is amazing. That's awesome. Okay, everybody's going to applaud that all day long. But I do think when it comes to, like, you and I being a couple, I do need to be able to have a safe space where I can treat you just like I'm freaking the F out about the kitchen and it's a little irrational, and then we can kind of monitor the way that looks outwardly.
If you're freaking outwardly, yes, but with my family, like, if you're freaking out on me, I would rather them know that that's going on, so that way they can adjust their,
he made
how
his
they're
dad
acting
eat outside. His father ate outside, and I was like, please eat in the house, please. Like, I was mortified.
But he then, like, he just knew.
He did say he did. Yeah, he was great. I mean, your family was always great with it, but I was just like, sorry.
Yeah, we're open communication through and through.
That's great, but listen, like I also think that
it's one thing if you told me something in confidence.
of course I know that.
It's like I want them to know, like when
She's mad about the kitchen, and I was
kitchen things with the baby, like all that.
Very true about the baby. I mean, I do. Listen, I
all.
do love it. They do get it all, and they are a safe space to say it too. I was just like, oh my gosh, and then I rolled my eyes. I rolled my eyes when I was shutting the refrigerator, and Harrison goes, "Okay, now she's rolling her eyes," and I was like, "No, And then I couldn't do anything else because I knew whatever I did, he was just going to say out loud, and that kind of made me feel like a little boxed in.
Oh, I feel like I just got gaslit. then you like go in the controlling angle. Like that's
Sorry.
so ridiculous. No, I was.
That's a great response.
I was keeping. I was like not.
You're really cute when I have these little episodes, though, because like you did sit me down the other day and you took my plate away.
Yeah, just remove your food from the situation.
You were like, I'm not going to give you this food back. And I was like, yeah, I deserve that. Like, thank you. And then you just give me a kiss on the forehead and you're like, okay, let's turn it around. And I'm like, thank you. Because these hormones take me over like a wave.
In life,
the wheels are off.
I'm a believer. If you have something to say it to someone's face.
But I don't even know what I wanted to say. I
didn't
want to say to your dad's face, eat outside. Like, please eat your meal.
But that's how you were feeling.
But I wasn't feeling that towards your dad.
So you were okay with him making a mess, not me?
Yeah, like, because he's a guest in the house.
But he's a messy guy.
Okay, irrelevant. He's a guest. Like, you are constantly messy. So I was like,
I'm a tornado. He is.
But he was like, he's of course. Please eat in the house. I'm happy to sweep the crumbs off.
You know how messy he made the boat today with nothing.
No, I didn't see it. I wasn't looking. I was so hot on the boat.
What are you doing?
Oh, okay, all right. We got to go because our times are wrapping up. Oh darn. I love these episodes with you. Like I do. I love them so much. I think they're so much fun. He's checking his Apple Watch. The Apple Watch is the death of me. Listen, hey, the Apple Watch. You mentioned iPods on this, by the way. I wanted to tell you. Do you know where the word podcast comes from? Broadcast, obviously, but broadcasting on an iPod.
Wow.
Podcast.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I listened to that on the Toast the other day. They were talking about it, and I thought, no kidding, iPod. Yeah, so there you go. Little fun fact. Okay, guys, we love you very much, and we will see you next week. Okay, guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Just Alex, powered by Just Media House. If you enjoyed the show, which I think you did because you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. All of those things are so important. Stay connected on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at Just Alex Pod. Post-production by Creative Evolution Studios. Theme song to the Just Alex Pod by Gideon Shawkin and Denisha. I'm Just Alex, you're just you. Let's keep doing this thing. New episodes every Thursday.